I don't even know how to describe what Bubba Wallace just did to his own season. One move, 5 seconds, and everything he spent months building just gone. The NASCAR world is absolutely losing it right now. And honestly, I get it, because this one stings in a way that's hard to explain. Because here's the thing, this wasn't supposed to go like this. Martinsville was supposed to be a good day for the 23 team. And before we get into all of it, if you're new here, welcome to NASCAR Hub. Hit that like button, smash subscribe. We are pushing hard for our first 1,000 subscribers. And if you live and breathe NASCAR every single week, you are exactly where you need to be. Now, let's get into it. So let's set the scene. Going into Sunday's Cookout 400 at Martinsville Speedway, Bubba Wallace was sitting third in the overall point standings. Third, that is not a small thing. He was fast in Saturday practice, fastest car on the track. He had Hardee's on the car. He was at one of his favorite tracks. Everything was pointing toward a big day. But Sunday had other plans. Right from the drop, the car just wasn't there. The balance was off. The speed they had on Saturday completely disappeared. No matter what his crew tried, they couldn't find it. And as the laps wound down, Wallace found himself buried around 15th, way behind where a guy sitting third in points should be. You could feel the frustration building even through the broadcast. And then it all blew up. With about 74 laps to go, there's a restart, and Carson Hocevar in the number 77 Chevy takes Wallace 3 wide going into turn 1. Tight corner, Martinsville, 3 cars wide, and Bubba absolutely did not like that. 2 laps later, on the very next restart, it happened. Wallace comes flying into turn 3 and just unloads on the back of Hocevar's car. 1 hit, then another, then he drives straight through him. Hocevar goes completely sideways, and what followed was one of the biggest chain reaction wrecks we've seen this season. Cars slamming into each other all the way down the front straightaway. 12 cars collected. 12! That's nearly a quarter of the entire Cup Series field wiped out in one moment. Austin Hill, Eric Jones, Zane Smith, Connor Zilisch, Daniel Suarez, Chris Buescher, John Hunter Nemechek, Michael McDowell, Riley Herbst, Austin Dillon, all of them gone. Both Legacy Motor Club cars, Nemechek and Jones, taken out in one shot, an absolute miss. And the broadcast caught it immediately. Mike Joy on Fox started hinting something was off before they even showed the replay. Then Clint Bower jumped in with just 3 words. Yeah, he was mad. 3 words, that's all it took. When the replay finally hit the screen, it looked bad, really bad. And Kevin Harvick, former champion, man who's seen everything, didn't hold back. He pointed out you could see Wallace pull down and throttle up right before driving through Hocevar. Harvick said there had to be more to the story. That level of aggression doesn't just come from nowhere. Now here's where the outcome split completely. Bubba's car was done, destroyed. He finished 36th, dead last, and had to go to the infield care center. Thankfully, he was checked and released, but his race, over. Hocevar, the guy who got bulldozed, he kept his car rolling, finished 17th. Not great, but considering what just happened to him, that's honestly impressive. After the race, Wallace sat down with Jaime Little from Fox Sports, and he owned it, kinda. He said he didn't mean to wreck Hocevar. He talked about not appreciating the 3-wide move, but admitted he misjudged the center of the corner. Called it a frustrating day. Said his team couldn't figure out why the speed they had on Saturday just wasn't there on Sunday. And you could hear it in his voice. Pure frustration. Meanwhile, on the radio, Hocevar told his crew he got destroyed. Said it was frustrating. Actually apologized to his team. And one of his crew members was way more direct. Said Wallace ran him over and lost his mind. Then they told Hocevar to focus back on the mission. And Hocevar just said, yeah, all good. Pretty composed for a guy who just got turned into a bowling pin. The analysts weren't as calm. Jeff Gluck from The Athletic called it one of the most puzzling decisions of the entire year, pointing out that Wallace was third in points coming in, and this single move dropped him 8 spots to 11th. 8 spots in one race. His co-host Jordan Bianchi added that the frustration from the whole day probably built up and just overflowed in that moment, but also said, you simply can't do that, especially when you haven't had a top 5 finish all year. Kyle Petty on NASCAR's Inside the Race was critical too,
said a lot of people might think Hocevar had it coming, but being taken 3 wide at Martinsville is not justification for what Wallace did. Steve Letarte saw it differently, called it hard racing and a misjudgment on throttle. Typical Martinsville. Even Marco Andretti from IndyCar jumped on social media with a subtle dig about anger management. And here's what makes this hurt even more for Bubba Wallace fans. This is not the first time. 2022, NASCAR suspends Wallace 1 race for deliberately spinning Kyle Larson at Las Vegas, called it a dangerous act of retaliation. His team didn't even appeal. 2024, fined $50,000 for sending Alex Bowman into the wall on the cool-down lap at Chicago. This is a pattern, and people are absolutely noticing. The fans are split right down the middle on this one. Half are furious, saying Wallace threw away the best point season of his career because he couldn't control the moment, that his team works too hard for him to give it all away like that. The other half are defending him, saying he gets judged on a completely different scale than other drivers, that if someone else did the exact same thing, nobody would be making this big a deal out of it. As for NASCAR, no official ruling yet, no fine, no penalty, but officials are reviewing the in-car footage and data. Given the history, the Larson suspension, the Bowman fine, a lot of people are watching very closely to see what comes next. And the timing makes it worse. The Cup Series has the Easter off week, so the next race isn't until April 12th at Bristol Motor Speedway. There's no new race to change the conversation. This story is going to sit and breathe and hang over everything for the next 2 weeks. That's what makes Martinsville 2026 so hard to shake. One driver had everything going his way, made one decision in the heat of the moment, and now has to spend 2 weeks thinking about what it cost him. And the rest of us have to sit here and wonder, what happens when the points get tighter and the pressure gets even bigger? I want to hear from you. Do you think what Bubba Wallace did was intentional retaliation or a genuine racing misjudgment? And should NASCAR come down with a penalty given his history? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Hub. We are just getting started, and we want you along for the ride every single week. Thanks for watching. See you at Bristol.